Hello and welcome to Only in Sedona Yoga. My name is Jennifer and I'll be your guide. Today we're heading out to Courthouse Butte and Bell Rock to work on our self-care flow, followed by a brief meditation. If you like this video series, please remember to keep it going by hitting like, subscribe, and share. Let's begin our workout. All right, let's begin our flow here with no delay. Starting with our cat-cows, go onto all fours. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Feet are comfortably apart here. With a nice inhale, you're just going to sink into the saddle of your low back, looking up. And as you exhale, push all that air out of your belly, round yourself up to the top like a big scared Halloween kitty. And as you perform this motion here, start synchronizing your movements with your breath. So you're inhaling and expanding that chest and belly as you sink down, and exhaling as you round out that spine. Do one or two more here. If you want to switch this up, maybe spread your feet and fingers a little wider. Maybe take a nice little circular motion with the hips here. Kind of work them around one way and then the other way. Easing into your body, getting that fluid flowing to your joints. And let's come to a nice neutral tabletop. Tuck those toes. Come into your plank, nice and straight line from your head down to your feet. We're going to chaturanga down. I'll show you your option. If you want to put the knees down, that's always one choice. Or just lower and sweep into an upward facing dog. Hold it here and take a second to look over each shoulder. Admire the scenery behind you. You might just be looking at your living room. Say hi to your pets. Hi to your kids. Come back centered, tuck those toes. Brush yourself up and back into your downward dog. Take a second here to kind of adjust. And then since it's your first one, go ahead and walk your dog. Once again, start to synchronize your breath and your movement together. So what is self-care? A lot of people think it has to involve a trip to the spa, and that can be wonderful, definitely. I love going to the spa and when I can afford to do so, and I'm sure many of you do too. But self-care is more of the things that you do every day. Let's bring those feet together, lifting up on your toes and lowering down, and just hold here for 3 nice deep breaths for me. Inhaling and exhaling. For example, your yoga practice here qualifies as self-care because you're doing it for you. One more breath. And let's take our morning walk nice and easy right up to the front of that mat. And let's surrender into your forward fold. Let's take a second to play a little bit here. If you want to cross your elbows and tick-tock it out ever so gently, that's an option. If your shoulders are feeling a little tense and tight from your work day, if you want to bring your arms and interlace them, that's another option. You want to bring your first 2 fingers, hook your big toes, and pull yourself a little closer. That's also an option. Although if you're holding right here, that's fine as well. Take one more breath in your forward fold and then bend your knees for me, please. Come on up. Just Stand tall in your mountain pose, and we're going to work through your first sun salutation, moving with breath. Inhaling, slight arch back. Exhaling as you swan dive down to your forward fold. Inhale to a flat spine. Exhale, either walk yourself back to that plank or take a little hop. Chaturanga. Into that upward facing dog. Tuck your toes and come into your downward dog for 3 nice deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling, making a sound, Ujjayi breath. And exhaling. One more breath here for me, please. And as you exhale, either stroll yourself forward or take a little hop and surrender to that forward fold for just a breath. And then bend your knees, scoop yourself up, arch yourself back. Return to mountain pose, and we're going to do that again, adding on our warrior. Inhaling up. Exhale, swan dive it down. Inhale to a flat spine. Exhale, step or hop. Chaturanga your way down into your upward dog. Tuck your toes into your downward dog. Give me one nice deep breath here. And then inhale your right leg up to your down dog split. Hold for a moment here. And pull it through to your warrior. Take a second to adjust your feet. Get nice and strong in your hips. Lift your arms up powerful overhead and hold here for 3 nice deep breaths for me. And on your last exhale, come on down. Step it back to that plank. Chaturanga. Into your up dog. Tuck toes. Into your down dog for a breath. Hold it here. Adjust your feet. And then inhale that left leg up to your down dog split. Pull it through. Take a second to adjust those feet. Feel nice and powerful through your legs. Arms come up strong. And hold warrior for 3 breaths. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale your way back down. Step that foot back. Chaturanga. Into your upward facing dog. Tuck your toes. Press back into your down dog. And hold here for 3 nice deep breaths. Inhaling. And exhaling. One more. And with the next exhale, either step or hop. I'm going to walk it this time. Surrender to your forward fold. Bend those knees. Lift yourself up. Reach tall. Keep your hands up nice and tall, and you're just going to sit back like you're sitting in a chair. We're going to come into our chair pose here. There are different variations. This is a more athletic variation of this pose, holding it more the way you would a traditional squat. If you want, you can bring your palms together, knees come in, and you look up. Or you can keep the knees straight, which is a little more comfy if you have any knee problems. Let's bend to the side and look up towards that top elbow. Hold here for 3 good deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Power in the legs through this move. Really feel your quads and hamstrings activate. Generating that Agni fire, that heat. Come on up. Lean back and just get that to the other side. Sink down. Look up towards that top elbow. One more breath. And lift yourself up. We're going to release the pressure on the legs. Surrender to your forward fold. This time, if you can, take your first 2 fingers, hook them around that toe. Use that leverage to pull yourself a little bit farther forward. Please notice that the pressure when you hold this stretch isn't coming from pressing your knees back. You don't want to hyperextend or lock out your knees. It's coming from letting your body surrender forward, trusting in gravity. You're not going to tip over. And inhale to a nice flat spine. Let's bring your palms to the ground. Step or walk yourself back to your plank position. Chaturanga down into your upward facing dog. Press yourself up and back into your downward facing dog, and we're going to hold here for 3 nice deep breaths. So your yoga practice is part of your self-care. Another part of self-care is feeding yourself nutritious foods, high in the nutrients that you need. It's okay to have the occasional junk, but try to make the majority of your diet healthy plant-based foods. Let's inhale. On your next inhale, take your right leg up and just bend it to the side. Kind of open up that hip for me if you would, please. Let it fall open. A little counter stretch before we come right forward into our pigeon, sitting nice and straight and tall, looking up. Mild back bend as you hold this pose. Another part of self-care involves trying to keep a regular bedtime, going to bed and waking up at the same time. It's a little harder to do on the weekend, admittedly, but ideally doing so will help to synchronize your circadian rhythms so that you eventually, once you get regulated, have fewer sleepless nights. Let's bend that back leg, bring it in, and just press forward. If you want to take a framing, be my guest, but you don't have to. You can just press that leg gently forward, keeping that mild back bend, opening up through that back thigh. Give me one more nice deep breath here, please. And release it down. Tuck that back toe. Press up and back into your downward facing dog for a breath. Take a second to adjust yourself a little. And then take that on the left side. Left leg comes up to down dog split first. And then just let that hip fall open to the side. Little counter stretch before our pigeon pose. When you're ready, sweep it through, heel pointed towards the groin, slight arch in the back, looking up at that beautiful blue Arizona sky, or maybe your ceiling. Another thing you can do to practice good self-care is if you use a planner or if you use an app to keep track of your schedule, let's bend that back leg. When you make your weekly schedule, go ahead and pencil in the time you need for you. Schedule a half hour to take a bubble bath. Go to bed an hour earlier and just lay there and enjoy the feeling of your blankets and covers as you lose yourself in a nice juicy novel. Maybe enjoy a cup of chamomile and lavender tea while you do. Release that leg. Let's tuck those back toes. Press up and back into that downward facing dog. Give me one nice deep breath here before we go for our stroll. Inhale. And exhale, strolling it forward here. Nice and easy. Surrender to that forward fold. Let's do a little Padahastasana. So take your palms, you're just going to stick them under your feet and surrender to a slightly deeper forward fold. Your hamstrings should feel good and warmed up at this point. Be happy that you're doing something for yourself. You're practicing your self-care for the day. Let's untuck those hands. Just walk yourself up to mountain pose. Bend your knees. Take a nice deep breath, and then we're just going to squat down into our seated position. So bring yourself down, walk yourself back to sit. Come into a nice, easy start of a Sukhasana, seated position, and we're going to take one leg out to the side. Sit nice and tall for me here, please. Inhale your arms. We're going to pivot that body. And go ahead and hook that foot with your hands, or if that's not happening, you can be holding anywhere on the leg that works for you. And we're going to take 3 nice deep breaths in every pose today. So my partner and I were talking as we've been kind of playing with these videos and how we want to make this channel. But we want to hear from you too. So if you have something that you like, something you don't like, something you'd like to see, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear. Let's inhale up straight. Bring it forward, and we're just going to tip to the side. You might be right here. It might feel comfortable to bring your arm behind, or if you can tip all the way over and grab those toes and open up, be my guest. You can kind of put this hand against this leg, try to get that knee flattered to the ground. Move with a gentle, easy breath, working into any of those areas of the body that are causing you a little bit of trouble today. And with your next inhale, bring yourself up. Give me just a quick little counter twist, and let's switch sides. Other leg going out to the side. Take a second to adjust your posture nice and tall. Lift tall. Rotate towards that foot. If you can, hook your hands around it. Be my guest. If that's not happening for you and you're holding somewhere else, that is perfectly okay. I say this a lot and I'll keep on saying it because it's so important, especially if it's the first time watching one of these videos. Everyone's body is a little different. Your skeleton is different. Your muscles, ligaments, and tendons have different lengths. And you're put together just slightly differently. These slight variations are what make us unique. But it also means that when you're practicing yoga, some of the poses might not look the way I do them. Let's inhale up. And that's okay. And exhale, tipping to the side. Again, if you want to hold here, if this is more comfortable for you, or you're even up here, be my guest. Find that spot that works for your body. And enjoy that stretch. Should feel really good, like a nice massage. And let's bring that up. Unwind with a little counter stretch. And then come forward into your staff pose. Give yourself a little bit of room if you need it. Lift up tall, elongate that spine. Come forward over both legs. You can place the hands on top of the feet. You can hook the toes. You can grab around side. You can wrap your hands around. Whatever works for the beautiful, magnificent, unique creation that is your body. One more breath here. Forward folds are so important to help elongate your hamstrings so they don't tug on your low back and cause you chronic pain in that area. Let's take your hands behind, lift up those hips, make one nice straight line with your body, nice and tall, engage the core, and release it down. We're going to finish up our practice together here today with some spinal twist. Bring in one knee here, sitting nice and tall. Your first option is just to press against with your hand and look behind. If you want to cross and look behind that way, or for a little variation today, if I don't completely destroy my mat, you can bend that bottom leg. And it gives you a little bit more rock and roll stability in your base there. So give that a try. If it feels comfy, if that's not comfortable, you're here, or maybe just right here. Whatever works for you. And give me one more breath in this twist. And as you exhale, let's get our hips a little, just a little. So just let that leg cross over on top. You're going to stack up your knees, hold on to your feet, and just lean forward. I'm going to round a little so I don't bump my microphone, but you want to be leaning out. And just open those hips for a breath or two here before we do the other side. Just kind of flows naturally into this pose. And come on up. Let's untangle yourself. Untie that pretzel. Elongate your spine again. And let's just get that on the other side. So bring this leg up, cross it over, bend this leg underneath you, and then you can just take this hand and look behind you, or take the elbow and look, or wrap and look at those gorgeous mountains behind you. You should always be able to breathe in your spinal twist. You don't want to pull so tightly that you feel like you're panting or hurting. Your yoga practice should always feel good. I know there's some people out there that kind of go to crazy extremes, but you don't need to do that to your body to reap the health benefits. Remember, this is your self-care, so be kind to yourself. Let's stack up those knees, adjust your mat if need be, and then come forward. Again, you want to go forward. I'm going to round a little just so that you guys can still hear me. Just one more breath in this little hip opener. And with your next exhale, bring yourself up. Untangle that pretzel yet again. Bring yourself forward on your mat so you have room to go back. Use your core strength to lower yourself back down. We're going to finish with bridge pose. Bring your feet in. Hands come underneath. Just lift up those hips. And just hold here. Give me one more breath here. And with your next exhale, come on down. Release it all the way down to the mat. Bring those knees into your chest. Give them a nice hug. Curl everything tight into a ball. Clench every muscle in your body. Mad, mad, mad. And exhale. Let yourself relax into Shavasana. If you'd like, you can end your practice here. And I want to thank you for watching only in Sindona Yoga. If you're enjoying this video series, please help us out and help us keep it going by hitting like, subscribe, and share. If you are staying with us for the meditation, please get yourself comfortable now with any blankets, pillows, supports that you need as you relax in your Shavasana. All right, get comfortable in your Shavasana position here. Now's the time, if you need a little bit of extra support, to grab a pillow for under your head or beneath your knees. If you're planning on drifting off to sleep after this video concludes, get yourself comfortable in your bed. Maybe press one of your favorite pillows or stuffed animals up against your belly. And start drawing your awareness to your inhalations and your exhalations. Breathing in as you feel your stomach rise. Filling yourself with air all the way to the base of your belly. Feel it expand. And then slowly exhale out completely with sound, emptying the body, clearing the mind of any worries, any to-do lists, any cares. Just focus your awareness now on your breath. Try to intentionally slow down your exhalations. This helps to activate your parasympathetic nervous system and draw you deeper into a completely relaxed state. What I'd like you to focus on as you rest and relax and breathe here is gratitude towards yourself. You showed up today. You did something wonderful to improve your overall health. You worked your physical body, stretched and strengthened your muscles. Maybe when you came to your practice today, you weren't feeling the best, but you did it. You got through it. And it's okay to feel proud of that accomplishment. So take a few minutes now as you breathe, just to thank yourself. Let that gratitude radiate through every cell, every fiber of your body. Knowing that you took charge today of your own health. And you deserve to be complimented on your efforts. Healing is hard work. If it were easy, everybody would be in perfect health. You show the qualities of commitment, personal responsibility, and nurturing self-care through your practice. Feel satisfied for what you've done. And just bask in this rosy glow of accomplishment. As you breathe, imagine with your next inhale, filling your body up with pure white light, scrubbing away any last residue of negativity, worry, or fear. Let it go. The big exhale as you sigh it out. If you're going to drift off to sleep from here, go ahead and curl up in your favorite sleeping position. And we here at Only in Sedona wish you a beautiful night's rest. If you're coming back to go on with your day, just start wiggling your fingers and toes. Blink your eyes a few times. Take a deep breath and stretch your arms overhead, stretching long fingers and toes, making yourself longer. And when you're ready, just roll over onto that right side. And with no extra effort at all, press up into an easy Sukhasana seated position. I want to thank you for practicing yoga and meditation with Only in Sedona. My name is Jennifer. Thank you for your love. If you want to keep this video series going, please remember to hit like, subscribe, and share. As we close our practice now with a namaste.